The end of the world is often thought of as a result of catastrophic disasters, natural calamities, or a crisis created by human hands. However, this concept does not only point to a physical end, it also encompasses the cultural, social, and psychological collapse of humanity. Looking at human history, we see that civilizations have come to an end at various times, and significant transformations have taken place. Events such as the fall of the Roman Empire, the end of ancient Egyptian civilization, or the disappearance of the Maya civilization serve as examples of such transformations. These events marked a major end for humanity even before the physical end of the world, forcing people to accept that an era had come to a close. Culturally, the end of the world can also be observed as a psychological reflection in all major disasters and changes in human history. As people are swept from one catastrophe to another, societal structures change, values are overturned, and individuals' perspectives on life are radically transformed. A major global disaster can not only change the environment, but also significantly alter the social structure. As people struggle to cope with wars, famines, disasters, and other calamities, they may also develop a new understanding of their existence. However, this process of development is always accompanied by pain and loss. The end of civilizations often heralds the beginning of something new for humanity. This new beginning requires societies to rebuild themselves and look to the future with hope, learning from the past. The impact of technology and major discoveries in human history can also play a role. Technological advancements have always presented great opportunities, but have also carried significant dangers. Progress in areas like nuclear energy, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence could potentially bring an end to humanity's existence on Earth. If these technologies fall into the wrong hands, they could lead to a global catastrophe. Particularly, tools such as nuclear weapons and biological weapons could have devastating global effects. If these technologies are used uncontrollably, they could not only end life on Earth, but also destroy entire ecosystems. Likewise, the uncontrolled development of artificial intelligence could threaten humanity's future. While AI may have the capacity to think faster than humans, this could also pose a potential threat. If control over AI is lost, it could evolve and begin to manage human affairs. Another significant factor is the rapid increase in the human population. The growing population on Earth continues to consume resources at an unsustainable rate. Scarcity of food and water, famines, and population surges can trigger social conflicts and wars. These conflicts can lead to massive destruction on both local and global levels. As resources deplete, people may risk everything just to survive. As a result, societies could become more divided, and humanity will face a huge test in managing its resources. Climate change and environmental issues could accelerate these processes. The shrinking of land, rising sea levels, depleting water sources, deforestation, and environmental degradation are critical factors threatening life on Earth. In addition, extraterrestrial factors could also pose a potential threat to our world. Outside the conditions of our solar system, Earth is vulnerable to threats from space. Asteroid impacts, supervolcanic eruptions, and galactic events could potentially wipe out life on Earth. Some scientists even suggest that a major supervolcano eruption could one day end all life on the planet. These kinds of events are catastrophes that threaten all living beings on Earth. Other space-related threats, such as a massive solar flare, could damage Earth's atmosphere and disrupt communication systems, electrical grids, and other vital infrastructure, creating a global crisis. However, the end of the world may not only be the result of a disaster, Humanity entering an evolutionary phase could also signal the end of the world. Humans might begin to transcend their biological limits through the power of technology. Genetic engineering offers the possibility of altering humans biologically, and the merging of artificial intelligence could blur the boundaries between humans and machines. In this process, humans may make an evolutionary leap, taking on a biologically different form through biotechnological enhancements. Many scientists are pursuing the creation of a healthier, longer-lived, and stronger human species. However, this also raises new ethical questions. Humans could transform into an artificial life form by merging with technology. This new form could be an end rather than a continuation for humanity. In a future where humans are biologically and technologically merged, life on Earth could undergo a complete transformation. Lastly, the end of the world may not just be a physical collapse, but a shift in how humans view the world. Humans could reassess their place on Earth and turn to a more harmonious way of life with nature. While this may not signify the literal end of the world, it could allow humanity to continue its existence more consciously. People may adopt a more sustainable lifestyle, learning from past mistakes and focusing on environmental preservation, efficient use of natural resources, and social equality. Such a transformation could bring about renewal rather than the end of life on Earth. However, all of this depends on how conscious and responsible humanity can be in its actions. The end of the world could be the result of a disaster, change, or transformation. As humanity continues on this journey, the more resilient and strong it becomes, the more it can keep its hopes for the future alive. However, whether life on Earth can continue will depend on the decisions humanity makes. When the end of the world does eventually come, perhaps people will have learned from their past mistakes and create a better world. But it must be remembered that the end of the world could approach at any moment. And yet, for humanity, it may not be the end, but a new beginning.